That's hard. Anything for you.
Oh, sure.
We want you to be like the home kitten today.
Sure you don't.
All right, but everyone's here and it is 10 on the dot. I think we're all set to go. I think we're good, JG.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah. All right, so I would like to call this March 20th, 2026 meeting of the Historical Commission to order. We can go over preliminary matters and we can start with the roll call. I'll pass it over to JP.
Larry Dorsey.
Here.
Dalton Willett.
Here.
Karen Molagorski. Here. Mary Cartwright. Here. Errol Molagorski.
Here.
Scott Phillips.
Here.
Maureen Hogue.
Here.
I'm here. Welcome. Jill Roberts. Here. Susan Stanish. Here. Councilmember Craycraft.
Happy to be here.
Oh, we're happy here.
All right, with that, the next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. And I would actually like to make a motion, just because Michaela's here, to move staff updates to the top of the agenda. So Michaela can get in and out. Is that all right with everyone with that? All right, do I have a motion to adopt the revised agenda with staff updates at the top?
I so move.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the revised agenda passes. So next we will go on to public comment. Anyone wants to give public comment? Anyone on Zoom?
There is no one on Zoom.
All right, then we can move on to staff presentations and then we'll do the staff updates after Michaela's presentation. So take it away.
Thank you. Okay, so I am here just to give you guys all a very, very brief update of the updates that have been made to the advisory committee guidebook. So the last round of updates made were in 2023. Over the last couple years, I've talked with onboarding and exiting our committee members as well as staff, and have gotten kind of feedback from everybody to help adapt and make this new version. There's quite a bit of changes in this new one. I ran it past council a couple weeks ago at a work session. Council approved it, but just wanted me to give a quick run through to all the committee members, get your feedback before we signed, sealed, and finalized it. So before I get into the nitty gritty, I wanted to just go over some administrative updates. I do have a new coordinator. So Lydia Yankee, she was the town clerk. She's now working with me, and she's going to be my primary go-to for all things administrative for committee members. So you'll see emails and stuff coming from her a lot. If you have just basic administrative questions, feel free to shoot them to her, or you can send them to me and I'll most likely pass them on to her. She's helping put packets together. She'll do all of the reappointments and all that kind of work. We have a new platform for all of the archives and the upcoming meetings and agendas. If you go online, you click meeting agendas, it automatically takes you to the new platform. We are not making all of the archives live past a year on that system. But if for any reason you do need notes or videos past last year, just reach out to me and I can get a hold of them for them. We have them, we just haven't updated all of them yet. With Lydia's help, now that I have a little more bandwidth, we took all of the committee specific interview questions that you guys provided last year, and we've added them to all of the applications. So this was in response to a lot of the committee members wanting to get to know the applicants a little bit more before they're actually appointed. So each application now has, a good chunk of like 3 or 4 committee-specific questions that are attached. So this helps facilitate the, application process, and then it also helps with council not having to ask a whole huge heap of questions when the applicants are going to the front of council. The last council meeting, council repealed the 2012 term limits for committee members. So this doesn't really apply to you guys because you guys are allowed to serve on historical commission until the end of time. But now all the other committees are allowed to do the same. So we still have term end dates. So we had staggered terms, so we don't have a mass exodus of everybody leaving at the same time. So we still will touch base with you and say, officially, your 3-year, term has ended. Would you like to continue? But we don't have to go through formal reappointment processes with all the rest of the committees. So there's a few of you who are technically coming up on your term limits in June. You'll get an email from us. We just ask that you say, yep, I'm gonna continue because none of you guys can quit. And we'll click the button and it's formalized. We have a new volunteer management platform. You'll be getting an email from our new volunteer coordinator, Jamie Osborne. The biggest component of this is we need to get volunteer waivers signed. So even for you guys to be out like at 4th of July and manning the booths, we need to make sure that we have waivers on file for you. So we've loaded everybody's information into the system to get you all started. We'll send an email. You're gonna click on the link. You're just gonna auto sign the email. It'll take you 1 minute. It should be pretty simple. If you have any questions, Jamie's email will be on there. You can let her know and we can get you a paper copy, bring it to a meeting or something like that as well.
So we don't have to use it like to be at our museum days and stuff like that, do we?
It'll cover everything.
Okay.
So everything you do in a volunteer
But we
capacity.
don't have to say now, this day we're gonna do such and such.
No, it's a blanket waiver for
Thank you.
everything. Yep, volunteers, stuff at the museum. If you guys go to conferences, it'll cover us for everything.
The email was a little confusing. It came across like we had to schedule everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, no,
So I was gonna bring it up today as a question.
perfect,
So
no.
that's great.
Yeah, so to clarify, I just need you to log into the system, finish your credentials, sign the waiver, and then you never have to go back into it again. Unless you want to volunteer for some other project, like, one of our Arbor Day events or a cleanup project, then you can use the system to schedule a volunteer project outside of, the committee projects. So I apologize for that confusion with that email. All right, any administrative questions? That's a lot. Yes.
At the beginning, you talked about changing the platform, is that, for example, I'd like to look and see what the council agenda is, and, click on back, is that what you were talking about?
Yeah,
I like the other system, prior system better, because it took you right to it.
mhm,
I would like to see the index coming up, council relates to the historical commission. This new system is not as easy to navigate for old people anyway.
yeah, so I think the choice was made from an internal functionality standpoint. It's easier for the town clerk to create packets. So, sorry, this is what you get.
You're not alone, Larry.
Yeah.
You're not alone, and it's not just the wiser in the room. It's many of us that are learning.
Yes, I was
So-
surprised how many clicks it
Yeah.
took to get to the center of the
Yeah.
lollipop as well.
Well said.
Hopefully we get used to it. If you subscribe, you'll get the emails for all of those too, and that takes away some of the clicks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can help you get connected with all of those as well to help navigate it if that works a little better.
Don't worry, Larry, even I thought the same thing too, going through.
But in
Like,
John
good
Cox,
company.
so I think in that subscribe thing, that also gives you the opportunity to pick and choose what emails you want from the
Yes.
town.
Yep.
So that actually might be a good opportunity, if we look at the bright side of this, to kind of update what emails you get from the town and which ones you don't. Cause some of you may have been subscribed so long ago that there's a lot of other options of things you might want to be getting, so that might be a great opportunity.
And if our next work session, if people want me to do theirs with them, we can do that as one of our tasks in a couple weeks.
That's great, Joe. That'd be.
Yeah.
We'll just have
Yeah.
a little login party.
There you go,
I mean, bring
Larry.
cookies again,
A
Larry.
login party.
As long as I bring cookies.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in, to updates to the guidebook. I'm not gonna read through everything. I'm gonna let you guys take it home as homework. Because I know you all are the model committee members, so I don't need to lecture you. I do just wanna highlight the major changes. So the first page, we outlined a section on what makes effective committee members. This was setting expectations, more so for committee members coming in, just to kind of balance expectations. I know a lot of members come in and they wanna save the world and they wanna do it overnight. And it is a little bit of a process and it's sometimes slow, so with this class, we're just kind of hoping to set some realistic expectations around how things work around here.
I do love the second paragraph. They acknowledge when they lack information or made a mistake. And we're all human.
Yes, everyone's human, we're all here just to do our best. Next page, we've got the purpose of an advisory committee. You guys have all been here, you know it. I think the biggest end goal is just clarifying that committees are here to represent the voice of the community and a diverse voice of the community. We're not here to communicate our own individual expectations, recommendations, and goals. And so we want creative solutions, we want diverse solutions, we want balanced solutions, and recommendations made to council. Next, we added a section of committee best practices. This is all the things that you guys are already doing. You're committed to the public good. You know your roles and responsibilities. You're always here at meetings. They are.
We're checking all the boxes.
Checking all the boxes.
This is the dream team right here.
All that good stuff. Collaborating with staff, you've got JG working with you, she's the amazing one here. And then, you know, a lot of it comes down to leadership, the chairs and vice chairs, and they keep things going as well. So you've got amazing chairs and vice chairs. So that's what keeps you guys going and making things great and doing amazing things that you guys are doing. The next section we added was code of conduct. I like to call this just be a good person. It's not rocket science. I'm not gonna go over that section in detail either. It's all the basic stuff. Treat people how you would like to be treated. Basic kindergarten, elementary school. We added another section with outline policies and timelines for communications. This has been a big thing over the last couple of years now that our communications department is a big department. They're already communicating a lot to the town, and so when advisory committees want to add stuff, we just want to do our best and make sure that we adapt it to the way the community's used to getting information so that it's received and that we get the most bang for the buck with all those communication pieces that are going out. Same for programming and events. It's wonderful that our committees are wanting to host programs, do projects, host events. We encourage it, we support it. So we just wanted to outline some guidelines and timelines to help do this and make it as productive and as effective as possible. A section just clarifying the removal process. I think the biggest thing here is I wanted everyone to feel comfortable reporting concerns. If you feel like someone is not making this a safe space for you, before you exit and say, I just don't want to be here anymore, please, come to your staff liaison, come to your chair. Let's try and work out uncomfortable situations. Committee members are not a dime a dozen. As you can see, many of our committees are, very, very short-staffed. So we want to make sure that this is a respectful and safe space. And we will tackle issues for you if there are circumstances that require it. I love conflict. I have a master's degree in conflict resolution, so bring it on. An outline of just kind of your annual plans, when things come up, some of the big events that you guys usually work at. With the new council committee dinners that have gone into effect, your work plans and budgeting are addressed a little earlier in the year. So that's kind of been updated in this spreadsheet. Because you got the time with the council, you gotta make your most of it. And then I just wanted to highlight what constitutes a meeting. I think this is one that gets a little muddy throughout the year for all of the committees. So email is a big thing. Do not reply all. That automatically breaks the rules. If you're having conversations via email, that's a meeting. That is a big no-no. So if an email goes out to the good of the group and you want to provide some information, just provide that back to your chair, your vice chair, and the staff liaison. They'll compile all the information and bring it back to a formal meeting. You guys are great. If you need to have a meeting on the side, we can do work sessions. They don't have to be formal meetings. The work you do in the museum, we consider work sessions. So we do post it, we do publicly notice it, but you don't have to take notes and you don't have to do Zoom and you don't have to create an agenda. This does not include if you guys are carpooling together, or if you accidentally run into each other, grabbing drinks. As long as you're not formally discussing committee business, then it doesn't count as a meeting. So there's gray, it's a little convoluted, but I think we kind of know where the lines are. Try to follow it to your best. That's the gist of it.
Michaela, is this outline schedule, is this like institutionalizing something that already exists? Is it new, or is it something that had always been in here?
It's always been in there. It's a little updated, like I said, because work plans are starting to get reviewed earlier. But it's been in all the iterations of the guidebook.
It's nice to know it exists again.
I know nobody looks at the guidebook. I just do this for fun. It's okay.
If you think it's been updated, then you should look at it. I always look at it. So.
What are some of the biggest updates that you've made in this from the 2023 version?
So the ones that are all outlined here.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, the code of conduct is really the biggest one. The communications, was how to work with our comms department. Outlining, unfortunately, the removal processes, should that come up. So all the pages you have here are a summary of the biggest updates.
And also, we have co-chairs at the moment right now, so I assume that we should only contact one and not both in those replies for the meeting requirements, right?
Co-chairs, multiple chairs?
Well, we have two chairs.
Oh,
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
vice chair.
Yeah, so you'll have to do an eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Yeah.
We'll confirm.
Yeah, 2 plus yourself and your staff liaison. Yeah, 3 is the magic number.
Yeah, so.
right.
Well, if anyone, takes it home, has feedback, please feel free to shoot me an email. I'm gonna be on the road touring this for the next month. And again, thank you guys all for your hard work and your dedication. As I said, it's one of my favorite groups. So.
Back at you.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your,
Thank you.
we won't have this on this stuff.
I pledge.
Being recorded. Careful, baby.
Thank you so much again, Michaela, for this and for all your details about it and everything that you do. Truly, I mean, you help along with JG make the town run.
Thank you. My pleasure.
But any other questions for Michaela? All
I'd
right.
like to make a comment though.
Yeah.
This group, I think we're all respectful to each other. We're all friends to each other. I think we always get along. We have difference of opinions, but it's done respectfully. And so I think this is a fantastic group.
Yeah.
Thanks for making it that way, Lloyd.
I'm here at dinner tonight.
Only if you're nice to me.
I've been known to do that.
I know, that's why I said. We know Wally can chef up.
If it's black, it's cooking. If it's smoking, it's stinking.
Thank you very much, Michaela. I think with that, we can, with this revised agenda, we can move to staff updates. So take it away, JG.
I think everybody has a budget, update. Budget report, I just, I throw that out quarterly. Just so you see where we are with your annual budget, where your donations are, and then that pesky reserve. That we've had for 2 or 3 years now, that KG really wants to spend down this year. So I just, it's nice to have as you converse about collections or wish lists or projects, just to kind of keep all of that in mind, especially that reserve that you have. Are there any questions as far as the budget goes so far?
Just one.
Yeah.
Under the last section, 3, what is LC?
Leslie Clark.
Thank you.
That was a really old note.
Oh.
Who is LC?
The next update, if you look up to the screen, this is a little shocking at first, but Deep Roots came and fixed the barn door yesterday, and we went back and forth many times about how to fortify this door so that it doesn't get broken into again, using old wood versus new wood, all of that. They had reclaimed 2x4s. I bought reclaimed barn slats. After they looked at it, they decided the best was just to go with a newer 2x4. So, they kind of notched it out so that the handle could stay in place. Their recommendation is that we can age this wood. They recommend vinegar and a Brillo pad. And they said that will gray it. But then he said, but you've got a lot of browns, beautiful brown in this old barn. And he said, so age it and then get a stain and then stain it. So we'll be doing that. So it doesn't stand out so bad. The other thing. Well, I'm really happy that we went with Deep Roots instead of just a regular handy man, because they're looking for details. So I know this is kind of hard to tell, but this is a close-up. So the hasp is attached on the inside, so now it's not on the outside, so it can't be unscrewed and it can't be pried off because it's on the inside.
Good.
Okay,
Is
Yeah.
that a metal strip then that we're looking at?
this is the house that's been there all
No,
along.
no, the long narrow.
Oh, that's wood.
It's
It
what.
is wood, okay, it had sort of a rusty metal, thank you.
Well, it's natural.
Yeah.
See, yeah, so you can see the,
I see the inside, yeah.
yeah,
That's a great idea.
yeah, so there's a little
Solution.
backing there. I really love that they notched out for the handle. Yeah, so like I said, we'll be working on this. I don't know if it'll be me and Liam or someone from Parks, but we'll get this aged and stained, so it matches.
How long does that process typically take, do you think?
Apparently, it's pretty instant, the vinegar and the
Just
steel wool kind of Brillo padish kind of thing. They said it happens pretty quickly, but he said it goes very gray. And then, so yeah, he said you want those warm tones, again,
Yeah.
wonderful to have two groups there thinking of that. You need warmer tones.
I'm pleased that they would mess around such a small job compared to the other things they've done.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up, and that's actually partly why it took so long for them to come, is because they are a pretty big outfit. And this is a very small job, but, I really wanted them to do it, so they just said, we'll piggyback it on to another project when we're kind of in that area. So they were in Longmont yesterday and they came down, I think they were here for about 3 hours working on that. Yeah.
But when
So-
Jill and I talked to them at the convention, we were both so impressed, and we talked to the man who'd actually worked on the outhouse.
Outhouse
And he
and the
was
home.
so enthused about it.
They like take it all so personally and like it's heart and soul, yeah.
Yeah,
And there was no sales push, there was no.
Mm.
Yeah,
yeah,
they were very, very impressive.
yeah, I think they're pretty wonderful too. And I think you've had a staff update.
So I have one update as well. We just scheduled the grand opening for Central Park, which is the new park right adjacent to the cemetery. And it was thought that this might be a great opportunity, for your committee to engage, maybe draw some attention to the cemetery. So I wanted to give you June 14th, 1 to 3 p.m. as the grand opening date for Central Park. And if I could put it on your radar and have you guys maybe consider if you would like to engage with us in the event, do something at the cemetery, do something with us at the grand opening. It'll be pretty low-key, pretty simple, but I think with the location, it would be a great opportunity to work with you guys and come up with something
It
together.
looks like a natural.
Related, Leslie, Elsie mentioned this to me a couple times, that in that same area, that pathway as you walk up, there's like a half circle seating and kind of garden bed up there. She's mentioned a couple of times that there could be an opportunity for an interpretive sign there for the cemetery.
Yeah.
So just planting the seed, I think we talked about it one time last year, very briefly. But now that things are in the completion stage, we might be thinking about that more. And what would it say? Cause we have all the interpretive signs on the inside. What could be a nice intro? We have the sign on the fence too, as you walk up, so kind of keeping all that.
Yeah, I like your new sign. There,
Yeah.
yes.
So, we'll put it on a future agenda, but maybe it's something we could have done before this June 14th or not, I'm not sure, but.
That inside, it's outside of the.
It's outside, as you walk up, there's like a concrete half circle bench that's kind of half bench, half planter box, something
It's not really-
of that nature, yeah. But Leslie mentioned that we could potentially put a interpretive sign for the cemetery, so I'll check it out more. If it looks like it's something that's feasible, we'll put it on an agenda in the future.
And I also know that June 14th is Flag Day. I wonder if we could tie something there, especially with this being the 250th, 150th. Yeah,
Especially for
like,
some.
that could be fitting. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting, so 250, 150 flags made, just to utilize throughout the year for all of our events, so.
I know if we decide to do something on the day, I have a 48-star flag of the US, so I could probably bring that out too.
Wow.
So long as it's not raining or snowing.
Yeah.
That's what get our spring snow finally.
I know.
Yeah.
Look,
Any other questions for Michaela before she parts ways?
Good to see everyone.
Good seeing you. Thank you for all this. All right. Well, now I think we can move on to the rest of the agenda. So we can start with general updates and debriefing. Under updates, we can go to correspondence that's completed and required.
There, I haven't sent anything new out. Is there anything people know that I'll need to send out? I still have to get Bob Gabriel to send one.
If it is what?
I have to send that one out. I have to.
Okay, and you got the address though? Yeah. We got the Louis Lombardi now too.
That's true. That was the second one. Yeah. Thank you.
Any other additional items there? All right, so I think we can move on to the Marshall Fire Remembrance. I think right now we're still kind of just waiting on, we need to have a meeting shortly. And the town was doing some soil testing and working alongside Davis Partners with that. Any additional news or updates there?
So I had a long update that I was gonna send to the group, and I sent it to Andrew to review. And he thought it would be good if we have a meeting because.
Okay.
So, I've written an RFQ, which will be seeking a fundraising, consulting firm. So that is closer to getting finalized, but basically that will be a firm that will do all the fundraising, and likely take a percentage because we have no funds to even pay the consultant. So it's sort of a fee-based fundraising, endeavor. Soil testing, our survey's been done, soil testing will be ordered as soon as, the report of the survey is complete. Boulder County, has to approve the site and they were sent the, design concept from the architecture firm. And so we will be, Leslie and I, we'll be meeting with them via Zoom next Friday. And the designers to just present the design to Boulder County on a formal basis so that they can then jump into their approval process. And that's kind of where things are. So then I think the Marshall Fire Subcommittee will be meeting soon just to kind of go over all of these sort of latest and greatest updates. That's where we are.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that update. I'm looking forward to the next meeting too. We'll have plenty to discuss.
Yeah.
All right. So next we can move on to the RFI log and mass media list.
Oh, I haven't. I haven't seen any input there. Have you had requests for information? I haven't seen any coming to the channel.
No questions.
No formal inquiries.
No, and no. Yeah, and no media coverage or anything.
Not that I'm aware of. I
So
know.
we're in a holding pattern. No updates.
All right. Next is volunteers. I know at most recent open house, I had communicated with Nancy Thomas about serving as a docent. She had been out of the country for a little bit and wants to get back into the swing of things of working at either Grasso or Asti. She also expressed interest in the cemetery, but we didn't have the cemetery open. So I think we should definitely keep in touch with her, especially when it comes to work sessions, and just our museum open days, because she's very eager to be of assistance.
And she was really hoping to come to the last one, but I don't know how many people got the email. And she came down with RSV, so, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll definitely keep our mind with next month, at least to attend.
She's very.
And I've been slowly going through Jade's work that she had compiled all these different names for OSAC for trail naming projects, and I'm gonna be sending Scott an email kind of
Excellent.
shortening this down, yeah, because I know OSAC is interested in at least having some of these names to go through. But yeah, I've tried reaching out and haven't heard anything from Jade, so. Next is Donors Lions Club and recent donations.
Should have brought that floorboard today.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
The last donation was from a fellow named Louis Lombardi, longtime resident of Louisville, and he had a piece of a floorboard, looked like some clear pine probably. And on one side it had Dollar and Doyle, Superior, Colorado. And we've there's been a lot of research, well, somebody's research anyway, and there's no connection. I've been through the city directories and things like that, so we can't quite figure out who Dollar and Doyle were. But, and it looks like it was on the underside of the floorboard, so. So we got,
That's cool.
did he bring something else too that day?
No.
Just that was the only thing he brought. He's brought us some stuff before, and he's a longtime old friend with Jim Listoka too, so
Jimmy.
yeah, he called him Jimmy. Big old.
Yeah, also Wally donated some flat irons that are pretty different from one of the ones we have.
Oh,
I asked other members if we needed any more flat irons, because we have quite a few, but these are very different from the other ones.
good.
Yeah, the
I
discussion.
will be, I've been offline for about a week working on taxes, but I'm going to get back online now, and I need to update the inventory list one more time. So that'll be coming out in the next week.
Good job on that inventory.
I know,
Yeah.
really great job.
Well, our Jill and Susan are doing a wonderful job with their pictures and everything they've got.
Good in, good out.
There, yeah, right? It's you guys are doing amazing. As far as Lions Club, Jean and I are working on the language for their signs at
Okay.
Asti, so, she and I are just plugging away on that,
I'm working on the code. I thought I would have the answer. I'm just trying to
yeah.
get that
The
set.
other thing I was gonna point out to you is, she's checking on, the QR code, now I forget what that language was that I shared with you.
Well, yeah, you talked about being able to change it, and that's what
Yeah,
I'm trying to get somebody
Yeah.
to help me with.
there's a
I
regular
wanted to do
QR and then there's
Right.
specialized, and now I can't remember the
Yeah,
name.
you have it in there.
Yeah.
The person
I wrote
who
it
was talking
to
to you when I was talking, what you were talking.
But basically, if you don't have this more unique version,
Right.
if somebody updates their website, that link, that QR code doesn't work
Oh,
anymore.
it's an adaptive QR.
So if you use it, if you use the more specialized QR, it always will work, no matter what changes were done to the website. So she's checking on that, but an option would be if they're not able to generate that
Okay.
possibility, we could probably come up with a really high quality sticker
Okay.
and get it on there so that if we lose that link, we could replace it, but it would have to be really high quality, so because of the weather. and elements, but that could be an option. Or like I said, if they have a shortened version of a link that somebody could easily type out on their phone, we could just list the website.
Okay,
I think that would be your last resort, but we could.
I think what's initially complicated is because each club has their own,
Oh,
and then, but this is from the district, it's not from a club. So, but the district stuff doesn't necessarily just, I think, address it as we want to, so that's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm working around.
yeah, so a lot of options. I think it'd be good for Lions to really kind of make that decision on what that links to and how it looks.
We had to change the wording to, clubs of the greater Denver area, because it involves, like, I'm in Lafayette's club. So, you know, they're all clubs in the area, so it's not Denver, it's the greater Denver area clubs.
Okay. So basically, the language that she and I are working on is one is really more for the tree donation and speaks just to that. And that other one, I think the wording is Marshall Fire's donation and support or something of that
It
nature.
looks very good what you put together.
So we're getting that finalized. I've talked to, Matt Rarick about getting the signs installed once we have this, and so we've got a plan in place, so we're in good shape.
What's gonna happen to our trees with this water?
I did ask and they have been watered.
Okay,
Can't guarantee that
No,
they're
I
gonna make it, but the
understand.
good thing is that I think, they have a little warranty.
okay.
Yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on them to see if they're leaking out at all.
The weather, but.
Yeah,
Volunteers, apply water.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, that we could get a team,
yeah.
because
They've been-
there's water in the house, in the museum.
They've been over there though, I've seen them water,
Okay.
so I think they're, I mean, they have to keep an eye on the whole
Yeah, don't want over.
everywhere, so.
Yeah,
I've driven by
Yeah.
a couple of times, just right by there and looked at them, and they seem to be doing all right.
Okay.
yeah.
They'd be budding by it.
But I
The
did,
next open
when you
yeah.
and I spoke last, I did ask, I had a meeting with our
Okay.
superintendent
Thank
about
you.
a whole bunch of things, and I did ask about the tree watering.
Thank you.
You have a question?
Larry?
I'm sorry. No, I was just looking past my hand here. So. I do not have a question.
All right, well then next we can go on to.
Well, before we go into that, regarding the Lions Club donations and et cetera, I think it's time we start thinking about what kind of screen mounting, wall mount we need for ASTI for getting the screens actually up.
Yeah,
And I was kind of imagining we might want to consider something on a arm that you can move out or can go back to the wall, and so you can adjust the
Yeah.
screen height as needed around the display cases, but that's all I've thought of.
I think that's a good
I like that, yeah.
option.
Yeah, cause I have the displays right now, and they can definitely be mounted onto that arm. Obviously, it doesn't come with a whole arm.
I assumed it did not, and we should start looking into what kind of arms we
But I
put
like
them
that
in,
idea, yeah.
getting the town to figure out where we want to mount it and get it on there. I
Mhm.
think we had kind of a conceptual space, but I don't know if everyone agrees on
Yeah.
that still, because we haven't thought about it in a long time.
Mhm. I like that idea, and then we can, during like closing hours too, we can kind of push it up closer to the wall, and then when it's open, we can extend it out a little bit further.
Or if we need to adjust space or anything, like
Yeah.
we're doing special exhibits or moving cases around or anything.
Yeah,
Let me know about ordering, and then let
Okay.
me know too about, getting on Liam's list for install.
yeah, absolutely. Well, I know I'm working away on the displays, right now. I should be able to I've been editing kind of like a little video to at least go at the onset, and then it opens up into kind of a touchscreen presentation. And just from there, I want it to be like pretty simple at the onset, so we just have something, just like a couple of touch options too. I was able to get into the software, so been working away on that. So I do hope, fingers crossed, by the next meeting, I'll be able to present something. Yeah.
Do I need to send you the Marshall Fire video? Or do you
I,
wanna wait on that?
yeah, you can send it to me. Yeah.
No, we talked about it and then
Yeah,
time flies.
I know. But any other donations? Updates? All right, we can move on to collection management then.
We're rolling, right? We have completed all of the items on display at both Grasso and Aspie. All of the donation forms are loaded that we have. Obviously, we are fully synced with Karen's donation log, so that's all done. Our next step is the basement at Aspie. So, and I think with that, we're going to be doing a lot of, packing of things, so they're grouped together and stored in the right materials.
And your tubs should be here this week.
Okay.
So I'll
Yeah.
get those over to the museum as soon as they.
So that would make 3 of us and a town member potentially, so we may need to be sensitive to that, because Mary's in sync with all that, how do we store? And how do we manage that piece?
So we need to let you know to post
To
it.
post it, so,
How much time do you need on that usually?
A week is good.
okay, we usually plan
And
on.
then
it
an
for 2
I mean, the most minimum is 24 hours, but
Okay.
it's better
Okay,
if we have a little longer, just so
Okay.
people see it.
okay.
Can we do that at our next work session, or do we not wanna wait that long?
I was gonna talk to you about it afterwards and see what your timing looks like.
I can never remember what the actual schedule is for the work session.
It's not till early, I think we've got about 2 weeks, so
Okay,
I was gonna look at the next 2 weeks up till then when we're done. So,
and we could probably use Catherine's help.
Yeah.
If she's available.
yeah,
Okay.
and we did do this, floor spot in real time. So it's in, as
The
soon as,
what?
the
The
door
floor.
spot, or the floor spot, not door spot, that was donated. We actually cataloged it, took a picture of the form and did it all while we were there.
Same day.
Same day.
Yeah.
We had everything but the number, and it just has a 2026 TBD
Wow.
is the number, so when Karen's next step happens, we just, again, sync the 2. So that's kind of cool. And Larry got to watch us take all the bazillion pictures,
Yeah, that was fun.
entertaining at best.
I'm easily entertained.
We noticed.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it's rolling.
What is to hear that?
Handbooks.
What does it say about Larry laughing at me when I'm laying on the floor to a picture?
I think that's on you, not Larry.
Wish I could have gotten a picture of that, actually.
Oh.
It's incriminating.
I was gonna say, we don't allow that now. It's not in the bylaw.
No, thank God I go to yoga.
All right, so I think we're all good there. Next,
Good going, team.
yeah, fantastic work. QR code signage in partnership with CAPS, no updates. I think Andrew has been busy with kind of Marshall Fire.
Yeah, the only thing, he gave me an updated list for where he's thinking he would like signs for public art and, half of them are in places where I would have to work with Public Works and utilities to get their permission, so it's a little more complicated. So he might have to revise his list.
Okay,
And then he had a couple of indoor stations and I was like, well, we can't install a sign inside. So that actually made me think of, that placard that's gonna get attached to the sign.
Mhm.
We could actually use those on walls.
yeah,
So if that came up in this group at any location, that's something that we could do. But otherwise, I'm really kind of testing the waters with Jean and the Lions Club
okay.
for installation, for the full process, so. It's a slow thing, obviously, but that's where we are.
Perfect, thank you for that update. Next then is History Colorado affiliates.
Best dollar we ever spent. That's bang for the buck. So this month there were 2 events or 2 webinars. The first one was on community engagement for exhibits. It was relevant, but not necessarily applicable. So it was doing things not necessarily historically related. Our town does it with the Sister Cities program and things like that, so the town may have an interest in seeing it more than it being historical in what they did. We may want to re-listen to it as we get some of the Native American information continues to gel. And it's posted on the small team room that Susan and I share, but we can put it out as, you know, give access as needed on that. And then they do what they call the behind the scenes tours, which as an affiliate, we get to attend. And this one was it was virtual, and it was on their exhibit for, women's roles in Colorado history. And it focused a lot on women's suffrage, exceptionally good. The exhibit looks to be really good too. I've put that in the same place, so it's got a link to the replays. And it was just how they put the exhibit together, things they learned, from the person who curated it, so.
Can I pop in on a related? So as I think we talked about the fact that History Colorado is offering, 250, 150 exhibits that you can download and either display digitally or, you can print out, you know, however many or large, small, doesn't matter, but they're just basically files that they put together. And I think the 250 is on the Declaration of Independence. So two things really quick. I talked to Michaela about doing the 250 exhibit at July 4th in a booth next to Historic Commission on monitors. Okay, so it's nothing that you would have to work, but that would be a kind of a little partnership with History Colorado and utilizing that exhibit. And then I'm also thinking of doing a Superior 130 here at the community center. And just might touch base with you about which images to use and then potentially tapping into the collection for the display case. So
Sure.
more on that later. So that was kind of History Colorado and exhibits related, but sorry, I jumped in on that one.
Yeah, that's great. All right, well, I think then we can move on to debriefings. So we can start with February 27th, the drums map work session.
Well, I think that went very well. Katie Olson had, she made out 3 recommendations, basically.
But she stopped by the museum and looked at the space and measured and then talked about 3 options, right?
Yeah, and then sent us that email,
You know,
which I printed off, I can't find.
her first option though was, if you don't mind me jumping in, is
Go
that
ahead.
okay? So I think the first option would be a full-scale frame job with archival materials in a frame that has depth so that it doesn't touch anything. You know, 100% acid-free materials, plexiglass, but very large, obviously, because of the size of the map, so therefore very expensive. She kind of said that would be more of the Cadillac of the treatments for it, but also stressed that this is such a unique piece. It's in such good shape that what a gem to have in the collection. Second option was to mount it to the wall, have a large piece of plexiglass with what's called standoffs. So basically, the map would be on the wall, the plexiglass would be set, you know, a couple inches away from it with standoffs.
Yeah.
But then that doesn't, unfortunately, it doesn't really protect it from dust and air and humidity or dryness or anything like that. I mean, granted, a frame doesn't guarantee all of that either, but it definitely helps with the encasement. And then what was the third option? Oh, the and then the other option is to have it scanned and then store the original and display a replica, maybe at a smaller scale. Is that capturing it, Mary?
Yes.
Do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
Larry? Okay,
I used the word came to my head while we were having that meeting with Katie, that the donor has entrusted us with this treasure. And I thought anything less than a Cadillac would be foolish. And I'm gonna jump into it. We've been wondering, what to do with this reserve donations. They'll pay about half of it. So maybe it's not out of line to do the Cadillac.
well, and I think it would be appropriate for arts and history to help too. Just because it's such a unique,
She kept, when she went down to the basement and actually looked at it, she said, oh, this is in such good shape, this is in such good shape. She was really blown away with the quality of that particular map, and she sees maps at a time.
Can we review the prices of those three
Library.
alternatives? I know the first one was something like 5,500.
number one, it wasn't sent to the whole group, so, but you can discuss it, you can't. We couldn't go up for a vote until next month, because it's not on the agenda for a vote. But you can absolutely discuss it, for sure, yeah.
I just meant for information.
Yeah, no, I think
People
that's
can
great,
think about it.
yeah.
JG, can we forward that email from?
Yeah.
Oh, I know, from
Yeah,
Katie?
but
Oh,
the
okay.
first, the full
There it is.
framing job, do you have that information, Mary or Karen?
Yes.
Pull it off my phone, Larry's getting.
So the first one, conservation framing, the original wall map likely fall in the range of 4,000 to 5,500.
And that's with a very significant discount
Yeah,
by,
our source
Yeah.
international donates time and materials on that.
and if I can just jump in, having worked in the framing world, that is a pretty amazing deal. For that material, for that
For that
size,
size.
yeah.
Well, I realized that something like that, if we went to Cadillac, could blow our budget for the year, but I think we should consider it and somehow figure out how we can come out with the whole thing to cover it. Because for us to have something like that, roll it up and put it down where you can't see it and just have a copy, it's like, why do we have it then? It needs to be hung and displayed on the wall.
I think Mary is suggesting using the reserve budget for half of it, and then potentially arts and history could cover the other.
Well, we come up with the money, I think we should do it. That's my opinion.
So if there's, if you want this on your agenda for next month for a vote,
I would say
so.
that'd be good, yeah, for a vote. And I don't wanna speak for everyone right now, but I do think, at least it just kind of sounds like the consensus would be, let's try to go with the Cadillac option. I think we have the reserve, if we can make arts and history pay for kind of the rest of this, if we can identify or pinpoint like an exact cost estimate too, because that is a bit of a range, 4,000 to 5,500. I think that would be helpful, and then we can, make a vote on that, because this is an incredible treasure. It looks so beautiful, the quality of it can really draw people in and can really be kind of a standout piece in the museum.
Yeah, because that's just rolled up, so to speak, and laying down in the basement. That doesn't do it any good. It needs to be hung up the right way and protected, I think.
It's similar to pre-fire, what we had done with the club.
Yeah.
so if one of you could forward that out to the whole group, make sure to note, do not reply all. If you have questions or comments, to send them to whoever is sending it. Or have questions and comments come to me and I can compile. And then it can go up for discussion next month. But I think if everyone has the document she sent with the 3 options, that would be good.
I'll do that.
Can I just ask Paul, with your experience, does this sound wise?
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's truly an antique map, you should do the best you can with it. And that's my opinion too.
Right.
You know, that, the Library of Congress, digitizes everything and then keeps everything in special drawers. But we're not the Library of Congress.
Actually, that makes me remember that was part of the conversation that regardless, like if it gets framed,
Oh,
we
you
should
should still
consider
digitize.
still getting it
Yeah.
scanned.
Yes,
Yeah, I think we should still scan.
And she thought that was just maybe a couple $100 or something.
yeah,
different.
1 to 300.
Yeah.
Have that in.
Yeah,
Thank you, Paul, for reminding of
Thank
that.
you.
Library of Congress scanning. Reminded me.
She recommended storing it in a plastic or cardboard tube.
Cardboard, really?
In the interim, until it gets,
Oh,
That's a tree.
right now, it's
So it's not sitting cardboard.
That's a
I
tree.
think if we want to store it in the interim, we need to contact History Colorado. Because we learned a lot on fabrics after we stored these. And there's things about how you layer it and how you roll it, and then what you put it into. And the tubes are like the PVC free plastic, because you don't want moisture and bugs and.
Well, how slow are we going to be on these
Bingo,
actions?
that's exactly where, and I said, so that brings with it. If we approve next month, I think it goes to Katie and
Yeah.
it's done versus an investment of how we store. Because storing it wrong can be as detrimental
Yeah.
as not.
I mean,
I like your fast track plan.
most of it seems like the less we handle it.
The better,
too,
yeah,
and,
well
you know,
said,
and-
Scott,
So
yeah.
what also has those dowels on the top and bottom too, so that might have to difficult getting it into a tube.
Yeah, I think laying it flat in the drawers and snap storage drawers if it fits. If it won't fit too big, okay. Might have been. I think getting to Katie.
Yeah. That's right.
right. I think that was good discussion. I definitely think as far as next meetings go, we can have a vote on allocating some things with us. We're gonna get a Cadillac.
Or does that be Mercedes these days?
Or Mercedes, yeah.
Mary
No,
called it
American
BMW at that meeting, didn't she?
Would it be a Rivian nowadays?
We'll make it an all-electric Cadillac.
There we go, yeah. All right, so next item then is the March 7th Open Museum Days. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend, but I would love to hear kind of everyone's thoughts, how it went at Asti and Grasso, and unfortunately, we didn't have the cemetery.
were there 2 people total?
There were 2 people.
So we got a lot of good cataloging done.
Yeah, but
The 2 people are.
It
Two
made it
visited
more-
the Grasso and 2 at.
And they.
And the same
So we sent them to Asti.
That still counts as 4.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of cataloging done.
Yeah.
I think I called Mary, Karen like 4 times.
We had 2 people in the afternoon at Asti, but they stayed all afternoon.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, we should multiply that.
Yeah, exactly, there should be a
Yeah.
factor there.
Yeah. And you had what, 1 in the morning, Scott?
Zero.
Zero.
No, the 2 that they sent over from Grasso walked in and Scott and I walked out.
No.
But we also had the videographer there,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
which in our case did not work out well. Wally took the 2 people out in the kitchen and she was gonna interview me in the mining education room. Well, she started out and she said there's too much background noise, so we went outside. Well, it was very windy that day. And I spoke for about 15 to 20 minutes to her. And when she got back in, none of that, she couldn't hear anything of it because of the wind in the microphone.
Yeah.
So then I had to do it over again.
And I did see it and it was really good.
Oh, I didn't think maybe it turned out very good.
It turned out
The
really good.
second time you go through something, you forget what it is. Did you talk about it the first time or not?
Well, and it was just clips, raw footage, but it was really good, so,
Okay.
yeah.
I wasn't sure how that turned out.
So I think if we can do that again, we maybe should do it not during the museum opening.
In the open hours, yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Yes, she really needed my full attention, and at the time she arrived, I was in the basement.
Mhm.
Because I had already taken care of those other two people for an hour, and then Wally decided to talk to him for an hour, so I went downstairs and I was doing some tagging stuff.
Well, and maybe if it's community member focused, it's on a non-museum day, but, if it's visitor focused, it should be on open museum day. So now that she's been there and kind of understands it better, maybe she can kind of pick and choose timing better.
It seemed like she was doing
Yeah.
great interviews with Larry as well. And we were busy doing our photography, so we were like hiding in that little space we had, so trying to be as quiet as we could while we was talking. But it sounded like she got a lot of good information from Larry as well.
Yeah, I think she was learning in the process
Yeah.
of doing it.
Yeah,
She's a
She
very
ended up
new
putting a
resident.
little microphone on me,
Yeah.
so that she could hear better.
Yeah, and
She has
she
lived
said,
So I talked pretty loud, but.
Yeah.
she said she was
With-
capturing everything and editing. She would rather have, my 2 cents that she was seeking to get too much,
oh, yeah.
so she could slice and dice and then add to it.
Mhm.
And she came up with ideas and threads.
Yes, and so I think her wheels are turning, she's kind of figuring it out, and then I also let her know about the screens. And that instead of trying to do longer videos, maybe just the shorts, like just the jail, just that overview by Karen, and just that way when people are, what is that thing at Grasso? Oh, it's the jail, here's Larry telling you about it. What is this house? Well, here's Karen telling you about just this replica rebuild.
Actually, I just thought with the shorts in mind, I was just thinking back to like the staining on the wood door. If you're able to videotape that and it's pretty immediate, we can say like, hey, this is
Preservation.
what we do. This is preservation in action and actually seeing that.
Before and after the privy would be good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, the good thing about this screen now is like it might just start generating all kinds of really great ideas like this of options. And I just think it was such a great opportunity for her to offer this volunteering at first, which I think if it gets too big, she should be paid. But, it could be just really wonderful, especially to grab footage that we've never had before.
Yeah. Mhm.
So.
That could be interesting for even the TikTok generation. Something quick to watch, but get them interested.
Yeah.
I had a couple more comments about the snow. The back door at Asti with the shade there and the plastic decking. The ice sticks pretty well there. It was, because it was kind of a wet snow, it kind of stuck on, it wasn't that easy to eat off powder, but I know we'd asked for smaller doormats. But the smaller doormat on a snow day was too small at the back door of Asti. And we could have also used a mat that only goes out on the wetter snow days on the outside that we can put out or bring in.
So maybe keep it in the basement.
Yeah.
I think the
Maybe,
big,
I don't know, that's
I
just-
think
this-
that
that
when
might
we
be better
have the
solutions.
bigger rugs, I think one of them is in the basement at Asti.
And that would
I
be
think-
fine, I just need to remember to look
Okay.
for it and bring it back up for those bad weather days to the back door.
Did the steps get shoveled going down to the basement?
So anything on concrete was clear and bare, it was, because of that bathroom wing. On the back door and the plastic does not hold heat like the concrete. The snow stayed there, I scraped as much off as I could, but.
And Scott had brought his shovel from home, so
There's a
maybe,
shovel in the basement.
Well, I used a metal shovel and it worked much better on the icy under layer.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That would even out in front of the deck on the pea grub or what do you wanna call it, there was a white spot in there. That was packed and that was slippery.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, cause I didn't shovel gravel because we just.
well.
used our gravel.
The problem with the steps or having the shovel inside is you have to somehow get to the door or the.
Towards the privy. I mean, I hate to say that, but in the winter, it should be stored in the privy because it's before you have to go down anything. And it's right there where you park.
Oh, we can't use that for anything else.
You just take it out when you open the privy for an
The other
opening day.
convenience of bringing my own shovel. is-
Well, yeah, I was
Shovel
gonna
my
say, I
way
have
there.
a 1930s snow blade shovel from my great grandfather that I use to this day. And it is the best that I'm happy to loan on opening days and bring over. And it's seriously from the ranch in 1930s, and it's called the snow blade shovel, and it looks like a miniature off a snowplow.
So speaking of the snow, are you thinking that attendance was lower because of that?
Yes,
Yes.
I think.
It's cold.
Look at the month before, where it was so nice, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, ironically, February was nice and warm and March.
And I can say part of the reason I was not there was because on that date there was caucuses, so I was
Yeah.
managing that, so there were a couple hundred people over at Monarch High School involved with that.
Whether that turn out for caucus.
I think so, yeah. Mhm. All right, any other updates on the March 7th date? Okay, March 13th, the work session, rolling along, staying busy,
We cataloged it,
yeah.
and then, Louis came. Yeah, we focused on what we call mystery items. And there are things that you can't connect. So we've learned, how to describe things a little differently. So you can differentiate. We've got minor tabs that take us over 50 years. But we've got to describe them accordingly. We're gonna do the same thing with the irons, which is why we were so keen on the ones that brought in. Right, it takes a whole progression of that we can show now. So we need to just, so labeling some, because they're mystery items, right? And we finally just, none of us knew where they came from. There's no forms on, there's no nothing. So we have put found in collection as an item. I should have done this during the collection, shouldn't I? And we've done no donation form available, right? Next time you're at the museum, you need to do a donation form on the president's sign, but there, it's entered, it's in, and the description's there. So things like that we went through.
Susan Blair's in the barn.
What was that, Karen?
She's asking Wally a question.
Oh, milk can.
Oh, yeah, we've got it,
Did you find it in the barn? Well, it says there's a big milk can in the barn, he thought.
so we need to do a look in the basement first, so there are multiple entries of milk can. One from my family, 2 from the Weckers, but we think could be 5 milk cans. So we've now got pictures of the one, we've got to check the basement for the other. We got pictures of 2, we need to check the basement for the third, and then we need to go through the pictures from the barn. So it's a series of steps, because we've got to unravel it.
Yeah.
And I think we have relabeled one of the cans 3 times now, because we keep thinking we found it, and then we get a new piece of information. So we just
Okay.
scratch it out and redo it.
If I need to add more description to the inventory.
It's
let
not
me know.
description, it's more descriptive titles, which you've already started doing, right? Because we talked about that last fall, so I think
Yeah.
you're already on it, right? It's more, and if we get the pictures real time, then we know, so.
Now, the 2 from Weckers, one was small and one was big.
Well, I
Big
think,
milk.
I think the big one's the one that's inside
Inside,
Grasso.
yeah, but we wanted to confirm there's nothing in the barn, which I had photographed everything, I just haven't gone through it. And then my mother had one. So, and it's like, well, so I gave her one of the pictures and she's like, no, that I thought was from us. And she's like, no, that wasn't. And we think that one's in the basement, based on some of the storage stuff Mary and I did. So we've got to kind of triangulate I gotta go down the rabbit hole. So yes, we know there's things different places and I've got them noted, but they're still in the working it file. So, but right now you've already made the change, because when you get a mining hat in 2022 and you get another one in end of 23 and then in 2025, it's a mining hat. But when you put all 3 together, then it's like, well, wait, what is it? So, and we've already started that. fix, so I think we're good, Karen.
Fantastic.
And 2 hours goes really fast.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Excellent. All right, well, next then is Heritage Roundtable in Anfram.
Well, get ready, 'cause I'm gonna give you a surprise on this, the Heritage Roundtable. The, group has decided to recognize Town of Superior for the reconstruction of the destroyed mine camp house.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And so
Amazing.
they've got the 5 project people identified and 4, excuse me, square nail recipients, Abby Daniels, Denise Grimm, Frank Archuleta, and Lance Siegel. Some of those names you recognize. But then, our old pal Kathy Kaler from Niwot brought up the idea of that our project of rebuilding that building should be recognized, so that's what's gonna happen, and this year it's on a different date, May 18th.
What's the date?
May 18th,
Okay.
I hope it's the right one, and so as usual, there'll be the 6 o'clock appetizer, 6:30 program, and so we'll be working on putting together a little slideshow to put together some pictures too, before and after, yes.
Don't forget that we have that amazing time lapse that the Lions helped us with. And that might be fun to include in your slideshow.
We also have a model.
Yeah, we have a model.
Yes, but then we have also a time constraint too, so we could take the whole time. Yeah, so I was blown away by this, really pleased that this came up. And so, and the program, the meetings right now are pretty much going on organizing the historic preservation ceremony on May, what did I say, 18th, yeah.
Larry, can you send me a short, well, maybe I'll grab it from the notes. I think that would be a really good
Short
council
one.
update.
Yeah.
He probably better detail than I do right now.
Between the notes from the meeting and you, I would like to get a synopsis of that so I can provide it as an update to council.
Okay, sure.
I think they'd love to know that.
Yeah, and hopefully as many of you as possible can make that meeting and maybe people from the council might make it too.
It's a Monday.
Yeah, Monday evening at the community room and at Chautauqua.
Yeah, it would really be terrific if Mayor Essex could be there.
That's what I was thinking too.
And
Yeah,
it probably needs to get on his calendar pretty soon.
Yeah, so I'll make a note and we can work on getting a
Okay.
little write-up and maybe make sure. I don't know if that's a council meeting night or not.
I think that should go in the town newsletter.
It's not.
done what?
Town newsletter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Once it's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in his town
Let's-
newsletter.
Let's do the more.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tooth and horn.
Well, we deserve it.
Pat yourself on the back.
Yeah. No, the town does.
And Lydia and JG deserve some
Yes,
attention too.
yes, yeah, indeed.
Do we need to approve our food that we might
I think
wanna
we did
donate
that
to
last
that
month.
thing
I
today, or do we wait till April?
We did it last.
Thought we
month.
already did it.
Well, we just got, I thought, did we vote?
I think that was.
I think so, yeah.
Seems like we did.
No, I don't think we did. I think we held it off for a month.
We've got a number of financial things to vote on
I
today.
didn't bring last month's notes, but.
Do you want to note?
I can't remember if we discussed or if we voted.
I'm pretty sure we voted.
I'm pretty sure we voted.
Okay.
I share a brain with her, so.
I think we agreed to spend the same amount of money as we spent last year.
I think
My
so.
memory serves me correct.
Seems like it, Wally, yeah.
For some reason, I'm remembering that we I thought we're gonna wait for a different meeting. Now, maybe I'm not remembering right.
Somewhat, yeah, see, that's what I'm remembering. But
In the show, too.
we'll look back, either way, just so the sake of time.
Yeah, it's not terribly important right at the moment, but I think we need to let them know we're gonna offer to do something in the April meeting, Larry, probably, don't we? Or do they already know?
They already know. Yeah, I told,
Oh, okay,
you talk about, roundtable?
yeah,
Yeah, I told them we would
okay,
be donating it.
okay, well then we don't need to spend any more time on it right now, maybe.
Just go back and forth.
It's in the minutes, but I don't know if I have a copy of the minutes.
On the minutes, he's later, we finished
Yeah.
this. Very much, fine, but. Should get in there.
Yeah. Larry, are you done with roundtable?
Yes, I am.
I can do interim.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the firehouse was fabulous. I think
Denver Firefighters Museum
Museum.
is a real,
it's worth an afternoon trip.
it's
It
worth
was
it.
very good, very good. And we are set to host August 17th. So JG, if we could get, the council room at Town Hall reserved from 12:30 to 3, that would be great.
Which date?
Monday, August 17th.
And you prefer town hall? Because of
Yes.
proximity?
Because of the proximity, exactly.
Okay, then like, again, just a warning that there's no guarantee
No.
we could get.
We could get bumped, and if we get bumped, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Okay.
The plan is to do 5 minutes on how our commission came to be. Because I think that sets a stage for how we work with the town on the rebuild. Do about a 5 to 10 minutes on what, I hate to say what the fire encapsulated, but what the fire encapsulated, right? How quickly it moved, that there wasn't an opportunity to come in and save artifacts, right? You know, life over limb type of thing. And then what was left, and then what the rebuild entailed at a high level. But then we were thinking a panel discussion with, Clint, Lydia, and then 2 to 3 members from the commission at that time. And I will MC it with some basic questions that you'll know in advance, and then take questions from the group. They usually get, I'm gonna say 5 to 15 people.
I think that's safe.
Yeah. So if we get 8 or 10, we're hitting the target. But afterwards, they, I think, would like a quick tour of Grasso. And then go over to Asti. Being key from the, rebuild. So,
And I think one of the things that keep in mind that Jill's really focusing on trying to, rejuvenate Amtrak, and this will be our role in that too, so I think it's a nice challenge to contribute possibly to its coming back. And back in the day, we used to arrange a lunch, but now they're only having some snacks, so that's probably what we'd have to do for that.
yeah, I mean, I think it's no more than what we do here, and some bottled water.
Yeah.
Especially being August. So,
And meanwhile, there will be a meeting in April, because this is still March, we haven't had the details yet.
And the leadership is trying hard on
mhm.
to get this going again. They're getting about the same number of people, and about the same people.
Yeah, I don't know how many they have online.
Oh,
They,
was there somebody online?
yeah, there were the 2 presenters, and then there were at least 2 others. Cause I remember them hustling to try and see how they could do the exercise that we
Right,
did,
right.
on that one, so.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So next we have the preservation plan work group. I don't think there's any updates there. I don't think we've met as a work group.
I don't remember if we had a follow-up plan where we
Yeah.
need to set a convening. We need to convene.
Yeah, we need to probably set up a time for an actual meeting and then we can fill out from there accordingly. So we can probably just exchange some emails on that.
And we say work group in here, so it's actually going to be a scheduled work group, correct? So,
So Scott, I can follow up with you via email.
yeah, I would like to be able to do it on those regular work sessions, but I really can't. You know,
Yeah,
about one Friday in the middle of the day is not all I can do.
yep,
I can do other middles of the day, it's just that I have other set weekly meetings at this time that I skip every month, so.
yep. Nope, I know that feeling. All right. Well, I think then we can go on to work plan check-in, and on the discussion items, we have a series of different votes. With the very first one focusing on the spring program, final planning details, and honorarium. So, any other additional details, or are we ready to jump in with the vote?
Can I jump in per the hand-cram sandwich?
Oh, yeah,
I found the notes, it said last year we donated sandwiches for the event, next month we'll vote whether to do it again. It's not on the agenda, so you'd have to,
You mean the Heritage Roundtable?
Yeah, you said that, Tramp.
anyway,
Yeah.
it was not voted on.
okay.
No, really.
It was
Karen.
discussed.
Our brain.
So I don't know, timing wise, if it would work to vote next month, or if you wanna figure out a way to get it on your agenda.
Yeah, it will
Today.
take before May, I think, so
Yeah, so we
we
can,
could vote on it.
yeah, just make sure we have it
Okay.
next month
Okay.
as an agenda item
I'm
for.
writing it in very large letters. Right?
Okay,
Well done, Karen.
yeah.
Yeah, way to go, Karen. Well, we have of late, I think, been doing $50 stipends, I think.
Mhm.
But we have several people.
We have 3 people, yeah.
I mean, for our other, like last year with, what's it called before? Anyway, we did like 100 or something.
That's what I was, that's what I was kind of
Up to,
putting that questioning in my
yeah,
question. And it seems like we went up to 100.
yeah, but that was for professional, someone coming from
Yeah.
far away.
Different.
Are you thinking maybe a $50 gift card?
I was thinking
Each.
$50 each,
Each.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll move that we give our 3 presenters for the spring program each a $50 gift card.
Cash gift card,
Or like a visa.
Yeah.
And
Basically.
that's for each one?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'll second.
good question.
And there's a new card out that doesn't charge fees, Visa does.
Oh, okay.
So you don't
The other
lose,
day.
I used it the other day, so.
Are you recommending a cash card?
yeah, not like a merchant version where they'd be stuck like.
Yeah.
Having to go to Amazon or Target, yeah.
Mhm.
We need a second to the motion.
I'll second.
Okay. So motion by Mary, second by Jill.
Motion by Larry, second by Jeff.
Okay.
We already did discussion.
We did.
Parliamentary procedure.
Yeah.
Additional discussion.
Yes.
With this, all those in favor of approving the $50 cash gift card for each of the 3 presenters, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
If you're voting no.
Hearing none, the motion passes unanimously.
And what's our date on that again?
The date is,
April 29th,
Wait, wait.
4/21.
And by the way,
Wednesday.
I don't know if we
I'll be out of
should
town.
leave this yet. I have, what was I gonna say? The program has now been titled The Lore of the Past, 3 Views from Old Superior.
Oh.
And
Brought to you by Dalton and Larry.
And we're going to have this recorded as well. correct?
Yes.
Great.
and just preliminary thinking, it seems, I thought maybe there should be the 3 people moderator, and then, maybe on our next workday, we could generate questions that might, some trigger questions that bring out their thoughts, 'cause,
Do we have a brief bio on each person?
we should,
Larry gave a little bit of information in the commission corner that we could pull.
Okay.
yeah, Cinda, Arsenault did the, folk history book, which was just turning the kids loose to go and talk to the older generations. And, in the around 1980, I think it was published in 80 or 82, and then revised it a few years later. So, and unfortunately, she lost her house, which was actually, Maureen's grandparents' house at one time, and, in the fire. And, so is not living in Superior any longer, but she had all those contacts. Jack Vows grew up on the farm on Dillon Road, that kind of, I call it a yellow house. It was surrounded by, Old County open space now.
It's actually called the Bowes Open Space.
Yeah, and he's got relatives in the cemetery and relatives' names on the Hodgins Harris Reservoir. Both of those names are his family names as well as Bowes. And then Jim Listoka grew up at the mine dump there at the Rex mine there at 95th and South Boulder Road. And there's I think that was maybe the mine office, the house that evolved. Anyway, that was then became Boulder County Open Space, and the one at the Colton Trailhead, Listoka, Harney Listoka Open Space. So, so that's for your information. And do we need more than that?
I don't know what to ask them because I don't know their background. So it's, I mean, did they go to school at the Superior,
There's the question.
They
They
What
did-
was school like?
They didn't, though, they went to Louisville.
But
Okay.
that
Yeah.
would be,
That's good insight.
Yeah, those are good questions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where did they go to school? What did they do for play and fun? What
Yeah.
type of jobs? I mean, like Bob Morgan, I had all those recordings, they are on the website, the teen nerd for you now, JG's. Talking about, I asked him what he got for Christmas, and he and Denzel went on about getting boxing gloves and how they would box, and the dog would finally ate one of the gloves, and, the sleds and where they would sled in town, and then where they would go swimming, and it led to this great thing on how they
Yeah.
played.
I think those are great.
Right, so,
Well,
yeah, and then one day Bob and I were walking from Asti to Grasso, and he took me on his milk route. And explained his whole milk route and who lived in the houses and how much milk they bought, and so, I mean, that's the type of questions, but I don't know, where they were to
yeah, as long as we can keep connecting it back to.
Superior,
right.
yeah, and versus going down a
Yeah.
downtown Boulder is what I wanna look at. Yeah.
Or just talking about, oh, this is what Christmas is like, but why it was like
What
this in
is
Superior, like
yeah.
the milk round.
Yeah.
Milk used to be delivered and this is the way it was done in Superior.
These little milk buckets that I'm
Right.
trying to decipher.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
so we need a little more, Larry.
Huh?
We need a little more, like if they could come to the work session. Bring meat with them.
I don't know.
When is the work session? Do we give
I don't
a
know.
date?
Yeah.
We can talk after.
Okay. I think we can move on to the next item, which is finalize the utensil display board and purchase, which is also a vote. Any sort of discussion on this?
What did we arrive at?
Mary,
Yeah.
got it.
What's our,
well, we got the pegboard things and both Scott and Jill said, hey, what about magnetic, which I've never heard of because I'm in the old school. So anyway, JD did some good look. We've got this, has everybody seen these or what's?
No.
Why don't you talk for a minute, and I'll pull them up and share them on the
Okay.
screen, but I need a minute to find them.
Okay, they're not terribly expensive, there's one of the, steel ones which has the pegboard option or the magnetic option. It's 122 for 4 feet by 3.5 feet, 2.5 feet. Just getting
Do
it
you
up
think that's a
there.
reasonable size,
One of the,
based on our wall space?
so one of
I
the
was gonna say that
reasons we
sounds pretty
liked
big.
these board setups.
2.5
that
isn't the 4
It's
is.
not, I think it may ultimately, if we try one and it works, I think we may need to do two.
Okay,
And they're
Makes
designed that you can put them flush to each other. And I think if that works, then asking Liam to just make a frame around it, so it has a better appearance.
got it.
Some of the attachments are a little industrial,
Mhm.
so I think being able to, like this one, that was a great picture, JG.
I was just
okay.
opening them so
There
I
we
can
go.
share them. I need to share them.
Yeah.
There are some framed magnetic ones.
Yeah, I think, but if we buy it framed, it's hard to put that.
What do you wanna
together.
look at first?
The one that is in the middle, it's dead in the middle, there you go.
Steel thing.
So so you can see how it's standard pegboard items.
Kind of garagey.
Yeah, kind of
Well,
garagey,
that's what they have done.
that's what they have done, but you can, the
display.
the display.
I want some of those.
But like the shelf, painting the blue. Because, you put 2 or 3 of those along and you can do the progression of the irons, for example. You can do, hanging utensils with a simple hook. You can get the hooks in black instead of, metal gray.
And you could paint this
And you can
white
paint it
or a
exactly.
softer color.
And as I said, once we figured out sizing and how it works, then if it works well, invest in a second and put the framing around it versus buying it framed and trying to get back into it. So you can see this shows it's 3 boards.
Yeah.
Put together.
But it seemed like they didn't have white.
There is a silver one that's available
The
too.
next one down.
Yeah, scroll
Oh.
down.
Oh.
Kind of big boards there.
Very colorful.
Right below the one,
Yeah, that one.
it should be right below that in the email. There you go. So similar concept in steel color. They're different makers. And most of them come in either brown and black or silver and black.
Really?
You can get into like the IKEA colors. But again, I think these are Home Depot and Amazon. So,
And then the other options, just so that
yeah,
you all see what the progression of what's been looked at
yeah,
was, I think this was the first iteration where it was, these framed, just regular pegboards,
Mm-hmm.
different sizes, and then like this one has chicken wire as opposed to peg wire, or pegboard.
Weird.
and
And
again,
kind of farmhousey.
yeah. Well, and this is the idea that says, how do we put a frame about it when we get it sized?
So there's that, and then there was, I think, the metal.
Yeah, and these didn't have the holes, they were just magnetic. So
Okay.
they weren't.
Yeah, like hooks could be, metal hooks. could
Yes.
be used,
Would,
like
the shelves would hold up
those,
irons, the
Uh-huh.
magnets probably would not, right? It's-
Right,
right?
Yeah.
right, and it just seemed like we have so much we could display. And it seemed like that, which is why I think we may need to put 2 or 3 across.
And
The
like
120.
figuring out a way so they don't look so industrial.
Industrial,
or-
well, which was my idea of kind of putting a frame around it. Once we had it up and could see it, yeah.
A faux wood grain
A
on
faux-
that shelf.
Yeah,
So the 122 for 1 unit or 3 units?
is per unit.
Per this,
I think it is the 48 by 32. So I don't know if that is one at 48 or 32,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
This would be the most functional.
This would be the
right?
most functional. And I think this one was Home Depot, which makes it easy to go look at.
Maybe,
And can it be painted, right?
well,
Yeah, but
it's gotta be paintable.
Yeah. I mean, it just have, yeah, just do a metal paint of another color and.
Something softer.
Mhm. And then what kind of, put a faux frame around it and. But I think it gives us a ton of flexibility between the magnets and the hooks.
So you're recommending metal pegboard, that's really all we need to say.
Yeah.
Right, in the style, and then figure out a budget.
Right,
Yeah, that's good.
Metal pegboard and basic attachments.
Yeah,
Up to.
500?
Yeah. Yeah, because if we need 3 of them, eyeballing it, my gut, I think when we were talking at the work session was that
Yeah, we don't want.
we don't want to overwhelm.
Dominate the kitchen.
Uh-huh.
But we may need attachments too.
Yeah,
We
we should
need
have-
shipping taxes.
Need the hooks and then the
Mhm.
shelves and then.
Well, do you know, are they available at Home Depot just for pickup?
I don't remember, I was looking, I was
We,
like
we
looking at
can
20
work
things.
that out, I
Yeah.
just think it's sake of time,
Yeah.
we should probably
Yeah.
vote. and
Okay.
We can figure
Well,
that out.
I move that we, budget up to $500 for the purchase of, metal pegboard and its assortment of attachments.
I'll second that.
All right, so we have a motion by Scott, second by Mary. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. All right, so $500 there, and the next and final vote is the small upright shelf or piece of furniture to display typewriters, purchase outright, or volunteers to find yard sale or thrift store.
So after the map discussion, how do I make a motion that we table this? Because I think how we display the map and its costs, the typewriters need to blend with the rest of that display purposes. And so
Agreed,
yeah, depending on where we put that in the room, how it lines up may play into this.
And I think there's gonna need to be some planning on that too, because it's gonna have to be strong enough to
Uh-huh.
hold those heavy machines.
Yeah, so how do we move to table that? So after the map is done?
I second your motion.
I move that we table the shelf discussion until
Maureen has a
after.
question.
Until
Can
after
we
the
do,
map.
it's 11:42,
Let's do
folks,
Maureen.
so,
Wait,
Yeah.
hang on. Well, Susan needs to
what's
catch up,
happening that?
Susan needs to catch up quick.
What did we vote on?
We can vote.
We haven't voted. Let's have Maureen offer some insight for discussion.
Well, Jill, I mentioned this to JJ, she said to send you and Mary the suggestion. But have you looked at places like a flea market
I'm
or eBay or Craigslist?
so I'm gonna pause there.
Years ago, I sold furniture on Craigslist.
I'm gonna pause with 2 things. The first one is I think we should wait until after the map is done. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak personally, I will let the rest of the group decide. I would rather spend my volunteer time doing cataloging than scouring thrift stores. But if you are there and find stuff, by all means, send pictures, right? See what we can
I
do.
think.
But I personally am not gonna go there, so.
Yeah, so he can relay that, you need to vote to table and we
Yeah.
probably need to move on.
Susan needs the motion repeated.
Okay, I move that we table display piece furniture for the typewriters till after the map framing is complete.
And I second that motion.
By Scott, all those in favor of tabling this motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the tabling passes. All right, so just be mindful of time. The next item then is event planning for 2026, July 4th and fall program.
Do you wanna, do we have time for that?
probably table that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So put that on next month's agenda, maybe move it up higher then, if you wanna get to it.
Sorry.
All right, so next is the sandwich board use.
Yes.
I think this had kind of come up because now we have permanent signs that have been installed kind of around Asti and Grasso indicating the directions of the museums. Do we want to still use the sandwich boards and put those out on display days?
Still use the sandwich boards, I say. Cause,
I've seen,
the little brown signs are up there and, some people see them, some people don't.
that calls attention to the fact that it's only open one day a month.
Right.
Yeah, I could add one thing here. I was going around the block to go pick up our sandwich boards after the last, museum opening. And I was going down Coal Creek and I saw your sign up on the thing long before I ever saw the sandwich board.
Oh.
I never saw.
Maybe it's because I was going
I don't
west
look
on
at- I
Coal
just
Creek.
don't look for it.
And it really showed up well.
But then Scott says he didn't see
Well,
it.
no, I don't see signs, I don't even know all the street names in my neighborhood, because I just don't read them.
Differences of,
I think
What you
they'll
see
see it
first.
put out every time we're open.
Would it be possible, are they terribly expensive to get another, those marvelous dollies for Asti? So that we don't try to.
Not the Cadillac one I bought first, the other one, right?
Yes,
I like the
the one
Cadillac.
that works,
The one that works.
because otherwise, we're trying to put it a block
I
away.
can get one and just tell me which one it is that works better.
I think it depends which direction you're coming from also.
And the night limit grass house, that's what we're talking about.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's yellow.
What's the question now?
The lightweight dolly as opposed to
Yeah.
that heavy use I got.
The yellow one's working okay.
Okay,
We need the
For me.
Lamborghini of the.
all right. Cool, I will get one. I'll get another dolly.
Thank you.
We put it on display? Oh, wrong dollar.
All right. So I think now we can move on to upcoming events. April 4th, Open Museum Days, same time, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I can reach out to Nancy Thomas, see if she's interested in attending and if she has a preference on either museum. Otherwise, I'm fine coming to Asti in the morning.
I'd rather just do afternoon myself, if possible.
So, not open the cemetery apparently.
We are?
No, we are open.
We
Yeah,
are,
I'll be there.
Oh, I know, it didn't come up on the commission corner.
We canceled in March.
Yeah.
It was in the commission corner.
Did I add it?
You did.
But the
No,
trust me, I got the
it
other.
was sent yesterday.
I thought I put it in there, did I?
I thought it was in the
I
town.
think so, yeah.
And there you have the work session is April 10th confirmed.
Mhm.
I may not, oh, I don't know if I did. No, I didn't.
Open museums, no.
I didn't. But when I prove with comps, I'll add
Okay,
it.
and that,
Yeah, Larry, I'll add it.
So cemetery will be
When
open.
we prove on the commission corner, we can add the cemetery.
right.
Okay.
Okay. And Scott, you wanna be up at the cemetery?
Yes. yeah.
Okay.
So who's opening Asti then? What have you guys been open?
Sure, yeah.
Then move up, but have to have something else in by 9:30 or so, huh?
Okay, so who's opening us?
Yeah.
We do 11 to 1? At the cemetery?
Yeah,
Yes,
11 to 1
yeah.
at the cemetery.
It's on the agenda.
Okay,
So what do
and are you guys gonna be at, Asti in the afternoon again? Okay.
I can,
I think you'll have to ask my boss.
Mhm. I can open the Grasso.
I can go to Aspen
With that.
You show
with you guys. And then, but I'd like to, in the afternoon, when Karen and Wally get there, I'd like to go to the basement.
Yeah, maybe we
Okay.
could do that.
Cause then they're there to ask questions too, which is
Yeah,
so
that's-
helpful. And these guys are at Grasso and I can call them 10 times.
So I'll.
And you have.
I have.
Okay, so wait.
History there.
So you're opening Grasso. Is anybody else gonna be at Grasso that day?
I can be there in the
Maybe, yeah.
afternoon.
Okay,
And then the Wallows are gonna be at.
Yes.
Nasty in the afternoon.
Yes.
So we can be at Asti.
The doors perfect will be there.
What's the feather flag question on the agenda?
Yes, and then discussion on potential open feather flag. Do we want another one of, we have those, that red flag that goes outside of Asti. Do you want a second one?
We do have a second one, but I think we've tucked it away, so.
Yeah.
It's a grass.
I think,
isn't it?
I
Yeah, but
think,
we have one.
you know, decide if you want an open feather flag at the cemetery
Oh, I
Oh,
and,
the cemetery.
and or do you need another one?
No, I would like, and thanks for the reminder, I would like to take the purple historical commission feather flag up to the cemetery rather than have a, oh, the cemetery is open.
That's, I like that idea. Yeah, with the
Oh, you are
purple.
old today.
Yeah.
Sure.
Good
Do you know
idea,
where-
good idea, okay, sure.
I can find one.
Okay.
It's gonna be a grasso. I don't think if we have one at Asti, it's in the basement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's one in that corner in grass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Accumulated corner.
yeah.
Okay. So then April 10th work session, 10 to 12, you know, with cataloging.
And whatever.
And question generating?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be in the basement.
Good. Come out of the bay, get some
No, I'm
sunlight.
going into the-
Yeah.
June's, the end of June's the goal.
I think you're gonna make it, I think.
You know, shoot for the moon.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
who all's coming to April 10th, so.
I think I'll be there.
Yep.
Probably not somebody four souls or working.
I know, sadly not me.
No, too stiff.
And then the final item for upcoming events is just a reminder that there's a Mount Vernon event, History of Colorado on May 4th. There's a couple of flyers at the different museums too, so you can check that out then.
For other, the council dinner is Monday, correct? Monday?
Yes,
Where-
thank
where
you,
is
Scott.
Town
Town hall. And if everybody could, and Paul too, if you can, just note that it's arrive at 5:30. Just so you have time to plate your food and sit down and eat some of it before the meeting starts. You can even get there a little bit earlier than 5:30 if you'd like. I usually,
Starts at 6.
meeting starts at 6
Okay.
sharp. So, yes, so I would say at the minimum, get there at 5:30.
Open bar.
Yes,
Yes.
Right.
I like
a
it.
concert will be a blending. No, I'm teasing. Yeah, so if you have any questions, I think the menu is pretty, I've not been sent the menu, but they know of dietary restrictions. It's probably gonna be pretty close to what it was last year. But if I get a menu, I'll share it with you. The agenda, I think we've circulated and everybody kind of knows. I think after we go through the budget, if there's other topics, we don't wanna go full random on council, but, if you have some topics and we have time, by all means.
Perfect. Heather, you're gonna be making cocktails for us?
Oh, yeah.
Is it inappropriate to mention the roundtable recognition?
I think that would be great, actually.
Yeah.
Do you think that would be okay?
Yeah, I actually, yeah, and then I will repeat it during my council report,
Yeah,
during the public meeting.
Great.
wonderful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Fine.
Let's still get
Posted
a
and-
write-up though, because
Yeah.
I like whoever said it,
Yeah.
was it you, Jill, or that we could get it
Yeah,
in
let's
other
share all the
publications for the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I like
So
that.
well deserved, yes.
Mhm.
At town hall.
At town hall,
Yeah.
yes. How about I send a reminder out?
Good idea.
For Monday morning, or this afternoon, what would you like?
Monday.
Never heard.
Monday?
Monday.
Yeah, Monday morning, if you don't mind.
Okay, I will do that.
Perfect. Well, we have reached the end of our agenda. So with that, I think we have the option, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Take a wallet.
Go for it.
Go for it.
I make a motion.
I'll second motion, second, all those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes, and we are adjourned.